Now, there's no worse feeling than getting home after a long day of work, sitting down, wanting to relax and watch some TV, picking up your Mi box or stick remote, trying to use it, and nothing is working. And I mean, for most of us, that means we might actually have to leave our house for once, but not if you discovered this video first. If you're here, that means we're gonna get this Mi box remote or Mi stick remote working again, so you don't have to worry about going out and actually socializing. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and go and follow us on Instagram. I have that link right down below. I post all sorts of little life updates, puppy pictures, all that good stuff. Give us a follow. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers by the end of July. All right, let's get into how to fix the remote. So I think it's important we start with the basics. So this is the first tip / trick to getting your remote working again. And I suggest following these in succession. So if this first one doesn't work, move on to step 2, move on to step 3. And then also at the end, we're also talking about your remote and some other features that you can use it for. So if you want to stay till the end of the video, perfect, even better. Okay, so number one thing to check, and listen, probably 50% of you are going to comment down below, I can't believe this is what it was. Change your batteries. Now, even if you just change them, you would be surprised how many times you get a defective battery, or sometimes you just have to remove them. It's weird, it like resets the remote. So I suggest going like this, taking your batteries out, having a new set of batteries. So just in case, right, you can always save those, but let's swap out the batteries, put in your new set, and make sure they're out for at least 10 seconds. Now, most devices usually reset after losing power, usually in that 10-second range. So I'm gonna follow the same principle with the Mi remote, put it back in, and now you can try and test your remote. Now, if that doesn't work, we have to move on to the next step, which is going to involve us repairing and unpairing this and reconnecting it.
Okay, now the first thing I want to talk about is the repairing process. So what do we do if our remote isn't connecting still after we've changed the batteries? So there are a series of 2 buttons that you have to hold down in order to unpair your remote and then repair it after. So we're going to go through that process right now. This is usually what you do when you first set up your device, so it's basically the same thing. So you're going to hold down these 2 buttons. It is the home button, which is that circle inside the circle, and then it's the Mi button on some remotes, but on other ones it's a bunch of those squares. It goes into the Patch Wall app, which I don't have because I'm in Canada. So you hold down those 2 at the exact same time and watch the prompt that's going to pop up. So now what you want to do is hold down those same 2 buttons, and that will start the connecting process, and it should repair directly to your device. So this is a great simple way to emergency repair after you've already gone through the process of connecting your remote. And now you can just try it out and see if that fixed your problem. If it didn't, let's talk about the next steps. So now if that doesn't work, the unfortunate reality is you probably need a new remote. Now, before we go into some other tricks for your remote, I do have some links down below on remotes I suggest. You can practically connect any remote to this device. So you could even get like the NVIDIA Shield TV remote, and that could easily also be connected to your Mi box since it all connects through Bluetooth, and you shouldn't need a remote in order to do that. So you can follow the same connection process, and your Mi box should be able to find that remote, especially if you have none connected. So I do have some links down below on some of the remotes I suggest. If you want, you can also go the route of getting an OTG cable and then connecting a USB receiver keyboard remote as well. I have those links down below too, and that way you also get a USB port on your Mi device. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is your Mi remote in your settings. So more of your remote settings. Now, this is another way if your remote is kind of acting up that you can get it reconnected. So you can always manually go into settings here. Let's say some of the buttons aren't working or it's not as responsive. Just try disconnecting it. So you can go here, you can click unpair. And what this is going to do is prompt that same pairing screen where you hold down the buttons. And now we can go through this process again. So it's just another manual way of resetting it if you still have some remote functionality. Now, back in settings, you're also going to find the setup buttons on remote for your Mi box. Now, what this does is you can follow through this process, and it's going to allow you to control things such as your TV power and your TV volume directly with your Mi box remote. That's a lot what the Fire Stick already kind of does. And this means you don't have to switch back between remotes in order to do basic functions like turning up your TV volume. So it's a lot better and honestly, way easier to use. So make sure you set this up. It's a really simple process. They're just going to ask you to use your volume, and then voila, you will now have access to it directly on your device remote as well. So nice little trick for your Mi remote. But that's really everything for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you have a second, make sure you go and check out our exclusive deal that we have going on right now for ExpressVPN. Now, if you don't know what a VPN does, it helps to protect your privacy online. You can unlock your streaming services so you can actually receive a ton of content from them. And it's capable of being used on pretty much every device you have. Plus, you can share it with family members. So I have an exclusive deal. You get 49% off, 3 months free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's dirt cheap, 3 months free. And if you don't like it after that first 30 days, get all of your money back, no questions asked. So it's pretty much like a free trial. And I also get a kickback. So this is literally the best way of supporting me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and